Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to introduce my company, Matsa Resources, to you. I hope you find the presentation informative. As per usual, the requirement. Our company's been around since 2008. Formerly, it was KBRL Limited, Little Gold Explorer, focusing around Norseman. We've got 145 million shares out on issue, 17 million options. Our market cap's about $33 million as we speak today, with a share price of 23 cents. We're very fortunate to have cash and liquid investments of about $9 million, and that's on hand for us to use as we see appropriate. Our shareholding is quite tightly held. 54% is owned by the top 20 shareholders. I'm fortunate to be a substantial shareholder in that group, so I've got a vested interest to make sure that the company goes well. I'm the Executive Chairman and Managing Director of the company, and my fellow directors, Frank Sybil and Andrew Chapman, help us guide the company through. In essence, as I said, we've got about $9 million in cash and liquids. We have a share portfolio that's headed up by Panoramic Resources, which has gone quite well of recent, and we think that'll be further upside, so we're probably sitting on that. We don't use a lot of subcontractors in our staff. We've got an experienced management team headed up by Dave Fielding. John Plackham is our mining engineer, Richard Brayley, our resource manager, and Mark Zar, that's looking after our Thailand operations. We've got a diversified project portfolio. In Western Australia, we've got Lake Carry that I'll talk to you about. That is contiguous to Mount Weld, which really forms part of the Lake Carry project. Killaloe, Simons Hill and the Fraser Range, which I'll touch bases on, in Mount Day. We are spending a fair bit of time and effort in Thailand. It's a unique place, it's a very interesting place, and really concentrating on copper there, Pasali copper and Siam copper. We do have some gold applications there, but I do note they are applications. They've been in the system for 8 years. They have not been granted, and I doubt they'll be granted within the next 8 years. So just talking a little bit more, Lake Carry is a project just south of Laverton, 70 kilometres south. It's 354,000 ounces of gold, 188,000 is indicated, the rest is inferred. We have got very near-term gold production potential there. We've got significant upside for exploration in and around Fortitude and throughout the greater area. Simons Hill is a Fraser Range tenement. It's 6 kilometres south of the IGO Nova nickel mine. We're not spending a lot of time working on there at the moment. We have spent probably $4 or $5 million on that ground. We have some areas of interest, but at the moment we're very fortunate in CSIRO, are spending 2 years understanding our data that we've collected, interpreting that, and hopefully developing some drill targets. Killaloe Gold, little project that we've had some time, that we've spent some time on. This is a long strike of S2R's Polar Bear project, some interest there, and of course our Thailand projects, Pasali and Siam copper. Moving on to Lake Carry, this is our flagship project. This is where we're spending the bulk of our effort and our time. As I said, it's a large tenement package, 384 square kilometres in total. We purchased it late last year at a compelling price. We intend to do trial mining starting next quarter, and I'll touch bases on that. Our recent diamond drilling for the resource came up with 2 metres at 17 grams, including a metre at 30 grams, 6.7 metres at 6 grams, including just under a metre of 25 grams, and 4.7 metres at just under 7 grams. So it's good grades, good intersections, and not very deep. The location, we're 25 kilometres south of Anglo Gold Sunrise Dam, 60 k's south of the Granny Smith Goldfields mine, and we're 12 k's southeast of Saracen's Red October mine. It's a fantastic address. We're very pleased to be there. The gold's associated in 2 alteration assemblages, biotite feldspar quartz sulfide and ceratite quartz sulfide, and basically that's tending what we're looking for. We have got a pathway to production. We recently, well in fact it was yesterday that we released to the market our statistics on what we think a trial mine would look like. That is all part of a greater feasibility study that we're doing for a several-year mine plan. We're very fortunate to have excellent haul roads to existing nearby toll molling opportunities, which we are in advanced discussions with. Our studies and development capital has all been funded by our in-house cash, and all future funding will also be subsidised by existing cash and liquid reserves. So we are not looking to do any share placements or capital raisings in the near future. Simply, we don't need to. The Fortitude trial mine, we, as I said, released to the market yesterday. We acquired this project late last year. I think we settled in October sometime. So we're pretty pleased to be able to say within 5 months from acquisition of the project, we can be talking production. We think that's a very, very quick time. The actual trial mine itself, we think will produce a minimum of $5.2 million surplus cash inflows. The trial pit will take about 8 months to mine. It'll take about 12 months to actually realise the cash. Capital outlay is a mere $1.2 million, and our maximum cash exposure is just under $2 million. Well and truly affordable for our company. We've assumed a gold price of $1,600, so that is some $10 below today's gold price, and our all-in sustaining costs are $1,140. So there's a lot of fat with this project. I don't see any reason why this project will not go into production in the very near term. Total BCMs is only 1 million BCMs in total. Strip ratio is fairly good at just under 11. We acquired the project to go into mining. We did not just want to be an explorer. We want to be a producer and an explorer and get the benefits of both worlds. The key factor that this project was of interest to us was because of the several opportunities of toll milling and or ore purchase. As I said, that is not a dream. Those discussions are well advanced. They will happen, and on quite satisfactory terms. The approvals, most of the approvals we've already received. I think our mining proposal will be granted within the next 30 days, and we'll probably make decision to go ahead and mine, I would expect, 2 weeks thereafter. The last set of testing we've got to do is some metallurgical testing. Once that's completed, we'll finalise the ore purchase or toll milling contracts. Important to understand, the larger mining feasibility is ongoing, and we expect to finish that in the ensuing months. The trial pit will actually give us a lot of new knowledge and experience in that area, and it'll be advantageous to us. We are very confident of the exploration potential in that area. In fact, we've just embarked on a 250 AC hole program. It's 25,000 metres of air core drilling in total. We've completed 177 metres so far. We've had some very interesting gold intercepts, 1.56 grams per tonne. We've got an interesting 4 metre at 1.2 grams per tonne. Now, this is in the lake sediment. You know, as far as we're concerned, anything above 0.2 grams per tonne is of interest. Obviously, anything above 1 gram per tonne is highly interesting. The actual strike here is about 10 kilometres. It's along the Binder Shear. We think the potential is substantial, and we will spend the money to find it. Fraser Range. There was a lot of hype about this area about 4 years ago when it first came out, just after Nova's discovery. In fact, when we had our tenement granted, our share price ran to 55 cents a share, just because it got granted. The interesting thing that I can say about Fraser Range is I am absolutely sure there will be several more nickel mines discovered in this area. Our tenement, sorry about that, our tenement is 6 kilometres south of the existing Nova mine. We think that it's only a matter of time before a nickel discovery is made. The problem that we have is we don't know where the potential mineralisation is. We've spent about $4 or $5 million. Fortunately, a lot of that's been reimbursed through R&D. We did a tenement-wide high-power ground EM, and we really don't have a lot of clues where left to drill. I think the interesting thing to take away from the Fraser Range is over the last 5 years, there's been a massive consolidation of the area. 4 or 5 years ago, this was a wash, probably 30, 40 junior explorers in the area. Now, what do we have? Mark Creasy and IGO. That is basically almost about it. There are 2 junior companies that I can identify in the area of interest left, Boadicea and us. I would suggest to you that if we wanted to sell, there might be some interest in us. Quite high dollars have been paid. Winwood, I think, was a $20 million deal. It's interesting, that's all I'll say. I think that it has to have appeal, and with the CSIRO working on there at the moment, in fact, there's always a spelling mistake. Kilauea Gold. As I was talking, this is a long strike from S2R. It's about 20 kilometres worth of strike. We have done some work in this locality. Our focus is Lake Kerry at the moment, so we will hold this area until our regional partners probably give us a few more clues where to go. Mount Day is a little project that we have not far from Norseman. We haven't spent a lot of effort on there. The interesting component is that we've got some nickel, 16 metres at 0.85%, a little bit of cobalt there, that's of interest. That's within a larger area. This is a lateritic nickel deposit. It's not a sulphide deposit. What we do with this project is yet remain to be found out. I want to touch bases with Thailand. I've only got about 3-4 minutes left. But I think the important thing is with Thailand, it's not without its problems, but it's not impossible either. We've been working there for 3 years now. We've divided the area into the Pasali Base Metals Project and the Siam Copper Project. The Pasali Base Metals Project is a copper mineralised discovery. We found it through soil chemistry. We then went ahead and did IP survey on it, and we came up with anomalous IP results, and we've commenced drilling in the area. The area in orange is our anomalous soil or copper in soil area. We've been getting quite high soil grades, so we went ahead and we've done 11 diamond holes into the anomaly. We've received 6 assays, quite interesting copper levels, 48 metres at 0.4% copper, with 22 metres at 0.55% copper within that 48 metres. Interestingly, there is no gold, but there is silver. Whether it's significant silver, we still haven't determined that. We've also got another hit of 17.7 metres at 0.34% copper at 88 metres. The interesting thing about Pasali is that we had a fair few assays done in Thailand, and we found that the Thai laboratories undercalled our assays. The Australian assays are significantly, well, we have a lot more confidence in it, and they're better. We've checked them, so we know that they're correct. So what we're now doing is we're bringing all of our assays back to Australia for assay, and that's taking time. That's taking up to 6-7 weeks. So we've really got another 5 holes, which are the most interesting holes, and those assays are yet to come back. We're expecting them back within the next fortnight or 3 weeks. It'll be very interesting to see. Is 0.55% copper economic? My thoughts? Probably. Depends on volume, and that's what we're looking for. Siam 1 is another area of interest, headed off by this rock. This rock we chipped off a vein. The vein was 1 metre below surface. It was very small. It was about 20 centimetres wide. It ran for 2 metres. But interestingly, came up with 54% copper and 148 grams per tonne silver. We've got a land access issue there. The local authorities can't determine whether it's forestry or whether it's farmland. Believe it or not, in Thailand, forestry is very keen to see mining activities. Farmland, there are a few problems. So until we have those issues sorted out, we won't be going back to Siam 1. But nonetheless, I think those issues will be sorted within the next 6 months. We're seeing a fair bit of encouragement. We've gone ahead and did a fair bit of IP in the area, so we've got other targets that we can go ahead and look into. Basically, for me, Matsa's of interest because we've got a clear and committed growth plan. We will, in my opinion, be producing next quarter on a fully funded basis, no capital raisings. We've got a very experienced, committed board and management, strong balance sheet, cash, liquid assets, absolutely no debt. We've got all the necessary technical and commercial skills in-house by full-time staff. Very supportive and tight shareholder base, excellent portfolio of projects. I'm sure you'll agree. We're committed creating shareholder wealth. I think my 15 minutes is up. Thanks very much.